Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Women's Changing Rooms. I'm Ginette.
And I am Donessa. You have stepped inside the women's changing room where all is stripped bare. We traverse the globe to uplift and empower our women. Now, Jeanette, we have an exciting topic for this week. Tell us what the topic is.
We sure do. So, we thought we would jump on the bandwagon and talk about the trending topic that's going on in the media for the past week. And that is, of course, the whole Will and Jada thing that's going on. So, the other morning, I woke up to look on my Instagram and see an incident that took place where Will went up on stage and slapped Chris Rock. Now, I didn't believe it. I thought it was a part of a scene. So I saw it as I scrolled, I'm seeing it all, like my whole feed. It's got Will Smith hitting Chris Rock. So I'm like, this got to be a joke. But apparently it's not a joke. Will went on stage and slapped Chris Rock after he made a joke in reference to Jada's hair. And Jada suffers with an illness called alopecia, which didn't go down well with her. Now, what the first thing I want to find out, which I would love to know your thoughts on this, because a lot of women I'm seeing like saying, oh yes, my man, I want my man to be going fighting for me and defending me in that way. Yes, he's so right. Now, what is your thoughts? Like, do you think Will was right to do that in defending Jada? Do you think Jada is controlling the relationship in that way, where Will's like, yeah, I have to defend my boo?
Well, it is, I don't think he's right. Well, for sure, he's not right. Even if somebody push you to do certain things, it was not the time, not a place to do it, one, and it's not right at all to slap someone, or that's my 2 cents on it. And I mean, like, all women wants their man or husband or fiance to take for them. And we feel like, okay, he's protecting me, but at what cost is he protecting you? Because now she's looking like, okay, she's the one controlling the relationship, she's the one having Will acting out in this way, and I would want my man to be painted in that picture. And I don't want to be painted in that picture too, because she has this stigma on her now that, okay, because the clip that they showed, or at least the clips that I saw, they showed that, okay, Will was laughing at the joke when Chris Rock said it at the time. And then she wasn't. She rolled her eye, her face, you can tell that she was uncomfortable. And then he now wanting to, okay, maybe take for his wife, or show that, okay, don't mess with my wife, or don't make these silly jokes, because there's always a deeper meaning. And listening to other people, like I follow one particular person, and he was saying that Will, the clip was, it's like, okay, Chris said one joke and then Will laugh, and then the cameraman got Will laughing, but Will wasn't laughing at the joke about Jada. So that's one way people are talking about it. I don't know, I wasn't there, so I can't say. And then they were also saying that Will saw his mom being abused, and one of the things that he would always say in interviews and stuff is like, okay, he wished he had taken for his mom when that was happening to her. So people was like, okay, well, he saw her uncomfortable, he saw the look on her face, and because he didn't get to take up for his mom or other people, then he wants to take up for his wife. Saying all of that, listening to, and there are others out there listening to all of that, I'll still go back to say that it wasn't right, even if maybe that was the breaking point for him, and he was like, okay, he had enough. The G.I. Jane joke, like, I am laughing because Chris probably didn't, in my mind, Chris didn't have that intent to like, okay, to shame her or make her uncomfortable. And
Mm,
people are saying, well,
yeah.
he made that joke or a joke about that back in 2016 or whenever. And then now
Mm.
he's making the joke, and they were saying that Chris and Jada maybe had something back then and he is bitter about it. You know, people would say all sorts of stuff.
People speculate so
Yeah.
much, like they speculate like they know the couple and that people in that industry personally,
Yeah.
you know. Um, my take on it is I want my man acting looking the fool out here in these streets, okay? No, like I don't understand when women's like, yeah, I want my man to be doing that. Yeah, he goes and do that, punch someone, and then it's the next incident. You know what I mean? You don't know who the next guy could be,
Mhm.
you know?
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, no, I just think it's ridiculous.
Mhm.
And in terms of the whole Will sticking up for Jada, we would never know the issues behind or the story behind that, you know.
Exactly.
You don't even know if it was because of what do you call it, Chris making that joke, because the joke was so, he didn't even say, he just said next year. He didn't say literally about her hair or anything. He
Exactly.
just said next year. You know, it could have been anything that he
Yeah.
was making reference to in regards to that.
Mhm.
So I just think it was tacky, and it was just like weak for Will to go and do that.
Mhm.
And in terms of like the whole Jada thing, everyone's pinpointing, oh, Jada's got Will under control, and Jada's got Will in this way, she's controlling him, she wears the trousers in a relationship.
Mhm.
When in fact, I've read and heard that Will's cheated on Jada multiple times. In fact, I think they've even got an open relationship.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
But the one time
Mhm.
Jada's mentioned, well, talk about her affair with the son, is it the son's friend, August?
Mhm.
It's a whole big thing. You see Will like crying and looking a certain way on Red Table Talks and talking about.
Mhm.
To me, that's a whole load of crap. He wants, this is my take on it, okay?
Yeah.
To how I see it. He may just want sympathy, and he may be controlling her. He's how you don't know that he's made her
Mhm.
go on and talk on Red Table Talks to make her look a certain way, because
Mhm.
he's controlling the whole situation.
Mhm.
And it's just, and that way as well, because like people always like to pinpoint the woman. It's the
Mhm.
woman that does this, the woman that she's a Jezebel, which some man on done a
Mhm.
whole video saying the title of the video, Jezebel tells Will to slap Chris Rock at the Oscars. Like,
What?
come on. Yeah. Yes,
Wow.
exactly. And this video, this all the things this man was saying, I was just like, do you know what? Please, man, just go and sit down, because it's just ridiculous. Really
Yeah.
undermining women and stuff. It's just terrible. But yeah,
Mhm.
the way how Will, come on, Will is big in Hollywood. You're really gonna have a big actor as well
Mhm.
crying for sympathy. And when you see the way with like, when I'm not saying he's abusing Jada, I'm not
Mhm.
saying that, but potentially it could be the fact that there's a abusive relationship going on there, knowing the
Mhm.
track record with his dad, and also
Mhm.
how he had, you know, do you remember Fresh Prince of Bel Air?
Mhm.
The auntie in Fresh Prince of Bel Air, the first one, Aunt
Mhm.
Viv, the first Aunt Viv, she was forced to leave the show because of Will, and it really damaged her career. So we know he's very powerful force in like Hollywood and
Mhm.
whatever. So to me, it's just like he is controlling the situation, and he
Mhm.
knows how to manipulate the whole scene.
Mhm.
That's my thought on that.
On that note, yeah. So let's go back to the part where you were talking about when Chris made the joke about
Mm,
GI Jane. He said something
Mhm.
about let's get part 2 of G.I. Jane. And I know I read and I listened to people saying that it could be simply Chris being a comedian and saying, okay, we're looking out for the next G.I. Jane movie, okay?
Mhm.
Or it could be
Mhm.
in light of her hair. And I know I heard somebody else say that in the movie, the storyline for the movie is like, and him saying that is kind of like degraded. So as you said, there are multiple facets to a story, to a joke, to anything, or even for Will's case, for him bottling up and maybe seeing her pain or whatever, and causing him to overreact for something
Yeah.
that I think it was like, okay, as somebody looking in, no, Will, no, you could do better than
Mm.
that. In terms of for the other parts, like for my thing, I don't give a flying turkey about this whole situation, because I'm not a Jada follower, neither Will. When I was younger, yes, for Will. But for now, like when I saw that, I was like, when I saw it, I was like, okay, I came off my phone, I did what I had to do. And then when I
Yeah.
realized I only seen the clip, because you know, everybody's jumping on the background and everybody's doing what. And I was like, okay, well, let
Mhm.
me see what is going on, because I want to be in the
Mhm.
know. So I was like, okay, this is what is happening. And then when I saw it, I was like, no. And then everybody is switching. So it's team will have every right to act out, because we don't know how he's feeling. And he has not been himself since the whole August and Jada situation. And then we have people talking about Jada, and it's like, okay, a whole back and forth. And I'm like, why does it always have to go
Mm.
so far and tear down, whether it's the woman or tear down the man? Why do
Mm.
we always have to do that? So for me, I don't really have like much on it. I just feel like, okay, it
Yeah.
needs to stop. They need to stop terrorizing Jada and saying that she's
Mhm.
wearing the pants in the relationship. She's having Will out here looking stupid, and they should stop with Will too, because these people have their open relationship. To us
Mm.
people, to me, okay, believe in what one man to one woman. They,
Mm.
on the other hand, have their open relationship. So I didn't get the point where Will was crying. Although maybe I guess they still have feelings even if they agree to have this open relationship. But like he's crying because this is out. But you guys know it. You're in Hollywood. You're the limelight. So if you have
Yeah.
this open relationship and something gets out because Will stepped out and Jada stepped out, it will come back. Maybe over the years it didn't, but it will come back sooner or later. So this whole August and Jada situation is fresh in people's minds. So I guess that they're they're looking at Jada as this person like, okay, even if Will did it already, but this is something fairly new. So it's like, okay, Jada
Yeah.
is the one who is taking control of this relationship. She's doing whatever she wants with this young man, August.
Mm.
She still has Will because they're still in this relationship together. She's doing her stuff. And it's like, okay, she is a thing. And we shouldn't what is it? Villainize? What's the word I'm looking for,
Mhm.
Janet?
You
Villainize,
shouldn't sort
that's
of,
it.
yeah,
See them,
villainize or victimize,
yeah,
victimize,
people and
maybe.
women, because this
Mm.
is a podcast we're targeting and we're talking about women and trying to uplift and empower women. We shouldn't, because of one situation, plan this
Mm.
whole idea out there for people.
You're right. You're right. And um, for me as well, like we both mutually agreed that we don't care about the whole Will and Jada thing.
Mhm.
Absolutely not. Because whether there is an act, these people, they know how to keep themselves in the media and all sorts. It's just a whole load of rubbish. And people are
Exactly.
just so wrapped up into these silly little antics
Mhm.
where they bypass their own relationships and stuff and what's actually really going on closer to home in society and the way women, normal everyday women,
Mhm.
are seen
Yeah.
within society. you know. And it's so it just goes to show it's so easy. Anything that happens when it comes to relationships and stuff, a woman is always pinpointed as, she didn't do this right, she did this, she's bad mind, she's this, she's that, she's a Jezebel, all of that, you know what I mean? When in actual fact, what about the man?
Yeah, what about the man?
It's okay for the man
Exactly.
to go and do whatever, have different women and this, that, and the other. Not saying
And
it's right for
they look
every
like,
part.
and in society have it like, okay, this is normal. The man go out, he cheats, he has more than one woman in different places, doing their different things. Some case they have more than one family, and it's okay. But as soon as a woman have a one night stand, or she go out and she's doing her same thing like the men, then okay, she is call the H word, call the B word, call the S word, you know, all of these things. And it's, I think that's a good segue from the Jada and Will situation to the next part of our topic, which is relationships in general. So that's
Yeah.
that's a good segue. It's
Yeah,
women.
I think so as well. I mean, because a lot of people's just jumping on and this thing's fresh and everyone's talking about it. I think it's a good way to sort of engage people and get them thinking in the directions of where we're thinking as well. So if we go on to relationship.
Yeah, we have
Bold
our
women.
thoughts on what our role should be. So we know relationships. We have been in relationships. We've seen relationships. So our thoughts on how we think a relationship should be. Well, I'm a Christian. I grew up in the church, and I was taught that one man to one woman. We know things has changed. We have different genders being together. We have the situation where we have more than one man or more than one woman in a relationship with each other, or the open relationship. We have a lot of these terms out there now, and as a result, things are changing and the world is seeing things differently. But for me and my beliefs and how I was brought up, it is one man to one woman. So that is how I see a relationship. Whether they're boyfriend and girlfriend, they are engaged, they're married, these two individuals together will create a family. Or or in some cases where it's like, well, especially in the Caribbean, where we have single parents. In this case, whether it's due to death or due to somebody leaving somebody. But how I was brought up, it's that as facet, these two things first. Man and woman come together, have this relationship. So that's my thought on the whole role and
I mean, exactly. We're both same on that. Men and women together, family, whatever. But then I want to, like, how is it like with women, the role a woman plays in that? Because a lot of men, you've got some women that is, they would like rather their man go out and be the breadwinner. They stay at home, and I mean it's more olden days, but sometimes you still have it these days as well. And then some men, they're happy for that. Some men are happy to go out and work and while their women's home and getting the money in and whatever. But then some women are more dominant in the relationship, more independent. They want to go out and earn their own money, buy their things, do this, do that. But then on the flip side of it, you could get a man that gets intimidated by a woman like that. You know, and then when they're intimidated by a woman like that, they want to say, flip reverse it and be like, oh, she's too much, she's always too mouthy, she's too this, she's too naggy, she's this, she's that, you know.
She doesn't need a man because she's doing everything on her own.
Care. And the thing is, they get intimidated. They get so intimidated by a woman like that, which I
Yeah.
don't understand. And
Yeah.
it takes, for me, I
Mm-hmm.
just think it's like a guy, but he's got in a little boy's body. Well, no, what is it? A boy in a big man's body. Yeah,
That's
that's
it.
what it is.
Mm-hmm.
It takes a real man to
Yeah.
actually uplift
Mm-hmm.
his queen, and vice versa.
Mm-hmm.
A real woman to uplift her king and
Mm-hmm.
work together,
Yeah. And that is what a
Yeah.
relationship is. You have
Mm-hmm.
this person and you have this person, both of you come together
Mm-hmm.
and both of you work together to achieve. So whether it is because you guys decide both will go out and work, both go out and work, whether the man is making more money or the woman is making more money, both of you go out, come, take care of the house, take care of each other. And if you have children, take care of your children. Or
Yeah.
if the woman go out to work and the man is home, she shouldn't feel like, okay, she's high and mighty because she's bringing in the money. And same, vice versa for the man. And what is wrong if a woman is making more money than the man? And why men are insecure about that? I don't get that. I don't get
I
why they're
don't get it.
insecure. Is it because of back then the men were the breadwomen? Well, not breadwomen, the breadwinner, and the women was home? Is it because of that? Is it because I don't know? I'm not a man.
I
I've been
don't know. I
asking
just think,
question.
yeah. Sorry for cutting
That's
you.
okay. I didn't hear what you say.
No, I was saying that I just think it's like to prove that they're the man, that they're big and they're the men, they're the one that should be doing. When in
Mhm.
fact, I don't know, I just don't
Yeah.
get it.
But men,
I
if
just think
you're men listening this, if this is the reason why, get it together. Because
yeah,
to me, it doesn't make sense. You're not a man or you're not mature or this macho man if you're feeling intimidated if your woman is making more money than you. No, something is wrong. Get it together. Get your life together. Find out what is
and
going on in your
even
head.
and even not just making more money, but actually making money and successful as well. Because like they may not even be making more money than the man, but
Mhm.
they're quite successful in their business and
Mhm.
their you
Yeah.
know in their roles and stuff. But some men are still intimidated by that.
Yeah.
So it's like women can't win because when a woman's doing good, oh, she's this, she thinks she's too nice, da 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 da
Mhm.
da. And then when the woman's not doing anything, oh, she's too lazy.
Yeah. She wants to live off of me. Yeah.
That's right.
It's
So,
oh my gosh. It's a lot. Make your mind
when,
up, guys. Make it up. What do you want?
I'm, I'm telling you, it's
Yeah.
crazy,
Yeah.
so crazy. But yeah, gosh.
All of this
And
relationship. Yeah. As I said before, I had secondhand like what it felt like making more money than my partner at the time. And it's like I couldn't get it. I
mm,
was wondering, why are you feeling this way? We got together,
mm,
you knew the situation. You understand? That situation, you knew it. You got with
yeah.
me, but then it became a problem. Like, why? I don't get the thought process. Like, why is it such a problem? And it's not like, I mean, some ladies are out here like, degrading the men and telling them like, I make the
Mm,
money, I make more money, what are you doing? But that was not the case with me. I was like, okay, what I have is yours. Let us put together. And even if I'm putting more, then so what? So what?
mm,
I am not making it a
mm.
problem. So why are you making it a problem? So I could never get that unless a guy come and say, this is why, this is why, this is why. And I would like, okay, I get it. But then I'll also say, y'all need to stop it.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
even know. Sometimes I think, do they even know themselves? Like, why? I just think it's a lot of it is a controlling thing as
Mhm.
well. A lot of men out here want to control women, and women should be like submissive to the man and stuff. And it's just like, nah, it needs to stop.
Yeah,
It needs to stop.
it does.
It's not fair. Like, it's just crazy.
Mhm.
Absolutely crazy.
It is.
Yeah.
So with that, okay, so we know relationships back then and now they're different. They're portrayed different. We see it with the whole open relationship with Jada and Will, and we also see it with well, for in the Caribbean here, I know that the way we did things back then, whether it's with the, well, we call them bloomer and the different things, and the millennials and the Gen Zs and all of that, because they're different generations, different things. And you know how we are big on culture here, especially in the Caribbean, Grenada, on a whole, we are big on traditions and passing things down. So are you seeing a difference, because you grew up in
The UK.
UK, for you see how it is. Do you think that relationships there is like, okay, the same as it was like gone by, or do you think like, okay, it's kind of like Grenada and the Caribbean, slow to adjust?
I mean, relationships here, I just think like, is it equal? Well, for me, it's been the equal part. You know what I mean? It's not like where a man, I mean, you do get it. Like I said, it's like you'll get these situations everywhere, no matter where in the world, where some men's intimidated by a woman, some men is, you know, but in the most part, you see a lot of successful women doing their thing, and the men are quite happy with it and stuff. So it's like it has changed a lot, but then that's just a small portion. I can't speak for everyone, because I'm sure there's a huge part in the UK where there's like back in the day kind of thing, living in that situation. So it's hard to really go off on that one, really.
So because here, oh, go ahead.
No, go on, sorry.
Yeah, because of hair, like, not to focus on, you know, the country that you're in, but like back then, because if you put 3 individuals in a room, the bloomers, the millennials, and the Gen Zs, certain things are with all 3 in terms of women and their role in the relationship. And also there are things that are different. The progression, though, here in Grenada, it's sort of slow, but it is catching on, because the things that women did in relationships, whether it be bloomers or people before them, the Gen Zs now, they know the traditions, they know the culture, they know the customs, but times are changing, things are changing, we're evolving. Before, women would stay home. They'll take care of the house, they'll take care of the children, they'll prepare for the husband, and the husband will be the one to go out to work and bring home the money and bring home the food. Now we have women. We have women owning their own business and doing their own thing. So I get what you're saying. It is different. It is different.
I think you would see that more, like you would maybe notice it more in Grenada, because it's sort of like the one culture, whereas over here, there's different cultures. You've got so many different cultures, so many different cultures are doing different things, you know, so we won't see it as much as and it's like with like the Caribbean culture. Once I don't know if I'm gonna just say what I'm saying. If I go off track, I'll go off track. But once we like move into like the UK, we sort of follow the UK kind of way of living. So then it's sort of like died down. The old culture back then, what was brought back from the Caribbean, is sort of died out. So the way like my age will be, like our relationships will be similar to like the
people there,
UK sort of living, where now it's now catching on, like in Grenada, it's sort of changed, it's only catching on now of like people changing roles. So I hope you understand what I'm saying, my little my little way of trying to say, but
and obviously obviously what we're talking about, we know there are multiple facets in this, and everybody's different, because I have people here, like my mom, she had that thought process, but even when she was younger, you understand? So we know that it is different, and it differs from different generation to generation. What we're saying is that the roles has changed, and we're seeing the push for women to better themselves instead of staying home and take care of the house. Even if we have women that are out there now being CEOs and being executives and still coming home and take care of the household. So it differs. And our role, women, we're complex human beings, and we will continue to take care of the household, whether we choose to pay somebody to take care of it, pay somebody to clean, or we do it ourselves.
Well, yeah, that's true.
And we would continue, because that's in our nature. We are emotional, we are caretakers. That is in us. That is how we are wired. That is what we saw for a very long time. So it's something hard that will, unless you are born that way, but it's something that you will continue to see, where no matter what the situation is.
That's true. That's so true.
Yeah, I like how we merge. We went on to our third thing without even like, okay, this is our third thing. We're getting
exactly.
Yeah, we're pros now. That's what we are.
Exactly.
Of the podcast life.
Exactly. Episode 4. We're rolling. We are rolling. So yeah, I don't know. It's just crazy. But it's funny though, because even after how many years, women will always be victimized.
Yeah.
And always to blame in anything in the relationship. I know I said it before, but I'm gonna say it again. Like in anything in the relationship, they're victimized. Whether it's not being able to bear kids for whatever reason. A lot of us women, some of us have illnesses like PCOS, polycystic ovaries, where it's difficult for us to conceive children, but then the woman's to blame. Oh, you're not making time for your man, you're not this, you're not that. And that's a lot in certain cultures as well. It is like where the parents are down on the women to have kids, and so they're victimized and for that, which is it's not their fault really.
And so some men, instead of trying to uplift that young lady or that woman and try for y'all to get help together, some men see it as, okay, you can't give me a child. Okay, this is my cue to step out. I'm not going to leave you, but I'm going to terrorize you. I'm going to step out and get somebody else pregnant. And then you have to sit there and watch it. And then that is bringing down women, because it's like, she know that, okay, she can't have kids. And if she leaves that relationship, it will break her to pieces, because probably she's in love with that guy. No, he's doing that and showing her she's incompetent. She's not worthy of love, because why? She has that. Like, it's crazy. To talk about myself, I have that condition. Like, I have polycystic ovary syndrome. So I do. I was diagnosed with it. I mean, as a young woman, like, I know something was wrong. Not like I was trying or anything, but in terms of the menstrual, what is wrong with me? I can't speak today, Ginette. As in terms of my menstruation, okay, so like I knew something was up, but like it just took a long time for the doctors to like realize. And it's not like I was trying or anything. I'm still not trying, but they told me, and reading, like, that is going to be one of the problems. And it's, as I say, it's in God's hand. I've never had a problem in a relationship because of it. But we don't know what is happening with women. And sometimes it's something that we're born with. we can't
That's the
we
thing.
can't control it. So why
Exactly.
would you want to get with us but and knowing, or sometimes you don't know, and then the first thing you want to do is leave and leave that
Yeah,
young.
and that's the thing. And yeah, and then like a lot of the times, I mean, the doctors say, oh, it's difficult, but there's loads of women
Mm-hmm.
that have that and has had children anyway. It's
Exactly.
just sometimes you just have to be patient. When
Mm-hmm.
the time's right, it's right, you
Yeah,
know? Nothing
exactly.
happens before its time.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, but that's it's just the pressure.
Mm-hmm.
Women are so pressured to do this, to do
Yeah,
that, to do this, to do
yeah.
that, you know?
Especially
Too
these two
much.
things: take care of the house, cook for, well,
Yeah,
three, take care of the house, cook for your man, and have children. That's what it
yeah.
is. You have to. And if you can't, well, if you can't, like me, well, I shouldn't say I can't cook. I don't like to cook. It's like, okay, you can't take care of your husband. But what if I want my man to cook for me? What is
Yeah,
wrong
yeah,
with that?
exactly.
You
Yeah,
understand? So it's
something.
yeah, women, and it's always women. They won't be like, okay, both of you together or the man.
Mm,
No, most of the times it is always the woman's fault because she's
yeah,
not competent or she can't take care of
yeah.
the household. So yeah.
That's the thing.
Mhm.
Like women's always blamed for everything.
Yeah.
So it always goes down to like
Mhm.
I don't even know what to say.
Yeah.
Because like a woman could be in a relationship and like experiencing physical,
Mhm.
mental
Mhm.
abuse.
Yeah.
And some of them are staying in these relationships
Uh-huh.
because they're scared that they're gonna be
Yeah.
blamed and they're not doing whatever right and this, that, and
Mhm.
the other. So,
It's
and
true.
it's sad because a lot of women are like, they're scared to talk.
Yeah.
And then when again, sorry, but when within the, like over here, the criminal justice system,
Mhm.
like going to the police and stuff, and it's not taken as serious as it should be.
Mhm.
So that's another reasons why women are suffering
Mhm.
within
Yeah.
this. So it's crazy.
Yeah. So what about women and the whole, women or women, we are just that nature. We are loving, we we take care, we give advice, that is just something like, okay, and we're not saying all women, but majority, that is how we are. We are nurturers. So in terms of giving advice to men in terms of making decisions, let's touch on that a little.
To making decisions in
Yeah, so
terms of
how a woman empowers men in making decisions, whether making decisions in the relationship, like the Jada and Will situation, that people were
yeah.
saying, that has a negative connotation with it, or in in terms of that.
And that's the thing, that's one of the, like a role where I'll say a woman should play a big part is to uplift their man, make like, uplift him, encourage him, empower him. He's the, like, you're the queen, he's the king, you know,
Mhm.
be with him, help him like write his CV, help him to get that job.
Yeah.
You know, that's how and that's how a successful relationship works,
Mhm.
by just empowering, I think.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
agree.
you have to, yeah,
Yeah.
you
As
have
I
to be there for your man.
uh-huh. And as I said before, both of you come together,
Mm,
whether it's to uplift, love, communicate, all of together. So whether your man,
last one, communicate.
mhm,
That is key.
it's key.
That is
Yeah,
key.
it's true.
Communication.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's a big one. And
Yeah.
so even if
So,
you're together and you're doing these things, you need to work as one entity. You need to come together and
mm,
do that, because men and women too, they may have a conflict or they may have a situation like the Will and Jada incident. And
mm,
we, knowing how we are, we need, as women, we need to say, hey, this happened to de-escalate the situation, because you don't want the situation to escalate and you're hurt and then your family gets hurt too. No, so women should be there to put peace in whatever it is that the man is going through or whatever he has thrown his way. So I do agree with you in terms of that.
Yeah. Talk sense in your man. When he's irate, be the voice of reason, you know? Be the one to make him see sense and things like that.
Yeah, because we know men are rational.
That's
they overreact. Okay.
Exactly.
Some of them. I always have to be like, okay, some of them. Not everybody, guys. Some
Not
of
all
them.
men.
Yeah. So it's good to have a woman that could calm you down or to put peace in your life. So yeah. Right.
Yeah, definitely.
Women need that too, even if we're the nurturers.
That's right. It's true. So it works both ways.
It does.
Definitely.
And as you said, the communication. Once two people come together, they should know what the other person wants or lacking, and how they can in turn help. Because why are you in a relationship where you cannot control or you cannot talk down? Well, not talk down in that sense, but calm down your partner, your significant other. Then how are you guys improving as one?
That's right, exactly. Yeah. And then if it's like a case where you can't calm down and you're both get high-rated and both jump on a bandwagon and like ready to fight, want war, then you're in a toxic relationship.
Exactly. Yeah, because you see how it is with Jada. She's getting the backlash from most fronts. She's being called a Jezebel. Like I was taken aback when I heard you say that. Like, why would that individual even like name calling? Like, really?
And he's making reference to like verses in the Bible and things. I was like, what? It's just crazy, like absolutely crazy. I just cut it off because I thought, this man, he's just too much, man. So and people just take it too far.
Yeah,
like they go on like they know the situation, what's going on in there. They're all like, they're all saying this, that, and the other, like they're in the relationship with these two people, or they know them properly. Come on now, it's just ridiculous.
And I know everybody have their opinion on whatever it may be, but come on, when you're putting out things, because we're in a social media world right now, when you put out things, you know, some people are vulnerable and they would believe anything, no matter what it is, they'll believe it. And then you have some people who are there and be like, really, you came up with that? What were you thinking when you came up with that?
Exactly. So it's crazy. It is so crazy. And it's crazy and it's scary because, as you said, we're living in the social media world and our children are growing up and seeing this and they think it's normal. You know, they think this is the relationship, well, the power couples and all of that. Yeah, it's crazy how they should be putting up with this and putting up with that and doing this and doing that.
Yeah, and our Black men seeing, okay, so a man makes a joke, whether it is something that he knew that from the get-go that may cause a problem, I don't know. But to me, he's a comedian, so I would say he made a joke on stage. So our Black men, or any man out there, would be like, them young boys coming up, they'll be like, okay, a man made a joke about a next man's wife, and his reaction was to assault that man, give him a slap. And we know how in the media, how our Black men are portrayed, and it's violence and it's this and it's that. And they're seeing that and be like, okay, it's okay. Let's do that. We need to protect our women. No.
Exactly. And then it stems down and it proves, oh, Black men are aggressive.
Yeah.
Black women are manipulative. Right?
Yep.
And this is how we as a whole is being portrayed. So this is the reasons why it was good for us to touch on this topic, because it goes deeper than just
Yeah.
Will
Mhm,
and Jada.
mhm,
It goes deep, like it's for us as Black people as a whole,
mhm.
you know, because it's just proving out there that this is the way
Yeah.
Black people act.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's social media is they're running with it right now. And I even heard about black on black crime. They even put that part because Chris is black, Jada is black, Will is black. He assaulted, and that's what black people do. And it's like they always find something from all topics to bring it in and talk about. It's it's crazy.
And it's crazy, you know, because like it was the Oscars, and one of the arguments like was that the Oscars was not, you wasn't getting much Black actors. It was predominantly a white thing. The one time there's a lot of Black people, and he
And
has
this
to
is
do
what
something
happened. Yeah.
stupid.
Yeah, and we don't know our actions not only hurt us as individuals, but it hurts the people around us, and for the well, for a certain community like the black people, it hurts other people. It's a trickling down effect, and it hurts other people because
Yeah.
it hurts the men, the black men. It hurts why they don't invite us because we are portrayed like that. The women are portrayed manipulative, as you said. The men are aggressive, the women like to they're feisty, and all of that.
Mm.
And we see it in this Jada and Will situation.
Mm.
So I think it's crazy.
It's
We
true.
should have that as
It's,
our tagline. It's crazy.
it's crazy.
Yeah, because
I know the amount of times we say it, it's crazy, it's
Mhm.
crazy. But we are living in a crazy world,
Yeah,
unfortunately,
we are.
where crazy things are happening.
Yeah. Do we have anything else on this matter? Because this is complex. I mean, like we're putting this in less than an hour in our podcast,
Mm.
but this has a lot of assets and factors in
Mm.
it. So do we have any other thing that
Yeah.
we want to discuss for this podcast on this?
Well, not on the Will and Jada thing. I just want to put that to rest. I don't want to hear about it no more.
Exactly. Get it together.
I really don't. Yeah, I just really couldn't care less about it, to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And let's just
What about you?
support.
Do you have anything else?
I would just say to close, just support
Mm.
women and support the men. You're in a
Yeah.
relationship, you choose to be in a relationship, communicate what you guys
Mhm.
want from the get-go, and know, okay, if this is not going to work for me, okay, I need to step out from this relationship. Okay, and then
Right.
just know people are looking at you. They're looking at you to see you fall and for you to mess up, and some people are looking at you as this maybe a power couple, or just looking for because if you're the same skin color as somebody, they look for that, and they look to see how things are going. They just want that mentor in their life.
Yeah.
So no matter who you are, portray yourself out there as as you would want to be, or you would want to see
That's
your
right.
kids. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's all I have.
And I would just, yeah,
Don't villainize
I would
men.
just say, yeah, definitely. It's true. And I would say, men, celebrate your women's achievements. Women, celebrate your men's achievements. You know,
Yep.
it's nothing more beautiful to see successful Black kings and queens out there.
Yeah, working together. Ooh la la.
Ooh, la
Yeah,
la. We need
yes.
more of that,
Yeah, we
you
do.
know? Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So this is the end of this week's podcast, guys. Thank you for tuning in. We are happy.
we are happy. Thank you. And we will see you again next week.
Yes, we will.
Bye.
Bye bye.